Hey, Mark here. The objective of this video is to propose a roadmap for how non-programmers can learn to code at work. From the outset, this is a highly unconventional plan, and it's going to piss some people off. It's also going to be a lot of fun, and a large part of the fun will be derived at the expense of the people who are pissed off. Let's refer to the pissed off people as squawkers. Although sometimes amusing, squawkers are also quite dangerous, and I will tell you why. Fundamentally, there are two categories of roadblocks on your path to success, the technical and the social. Um, with respect to the technical obstacles, the Excel add-in I'm providing you clears most of those. All right. First of all, it's stealth, so it flies under the radar of IT and approval committees. And secondly, it is designed for non-programmers to be a sort of bridge into the realm of coding and systems design. I also designed it for myself, and I don't find the training wheels to be annoying at all. In fact, I find them enormously helpful, and I use the add-in to build projects for myself. So I'm a consumer of this add-in and also the developer. The other main roadblock category, social blockers. That is where the squawkers come into play. Let's talk a little bit about the squawkers. Squawkers are like British redcoats, high society, drinking tea in an open field. Let me ask you this. Do you think a traditional software person, someone who's been working under the same roof as you for a number of years, is going to be thrilled by the prospect of someone like you building software in a few months that excites and delights your colleagues? The answer is of course not. They're not going to be they're not going to be happy, and they are going to squawk. Fundamentally, I'm not forcing anyone to use this software. So if you don't like it, just go away. Off to the pasture with you. Okay, so high-level game plan. You will come to this website and you will download an Excel add-in. And you'll take that file and you will drag and drop it into your Excel startup folder. That's it. Installation complete. You'll see a ribbon item appear with this wow, and these buttons are how you access the add-in. So you will use the add-in to create some models. These are just system models, but you'll create your own models, and then within those models you can create fields. Okay, these models and the data they contain is going to correspond to the data that you bring into your Excel workbooks already. We'll talk about that. I've already talked about that in a different video. We're going to keep this one non-technical. So when you do that, when you create those models, the add-in creates this kindling code. It's creates like objects so that you can interact with the models with code. And what you're going to do is you're going to build apps. You're going to build your software on top of the kindling code, okay? And it's going to allow you to iterate and do things very quickly that are challenging and sometimes impossible to do with Excel formulas. Definitely Excel formulas have a place. Like I think the problem is that most of these business workbooks are sort of like limited to just using Excel formulas. It would be like writing a book with no vowels. So moving on, the Don Cobb principle. So once you've built something that fundamentally improves the process, some workflow that you do at work, the quality or the efficiency, then you're in. Okay, because what it does is it creates a business imperative where the business has to use it. Once you've brought something like that into the world, you can't just put the genie back in the bottle, because employees are going to say, wait a minute, I'm not doing that anymore. What about that tool? I know that it exists. So see, once it exists, it can't go away. And that's basically, if you're flying the jet in, you need to get to that point. We need to get you to that point as quickly as possible, because once you reach that point, you're insulated. You're safe from the squawkers, if you will. Okay. So in the remaining videos of this playlist, I'm going to dive into specific aspects of the plan, and we're going to preemptively neutralize the tragically predictable objections of the squawkers. Okay, we're just going to get in front of all that. That way, when they start making noises out of their mouth, you will be pre-armed with information to help you diffuse them. It's a little bit ironic that by dissecting the mentality of the squawkers is going to provide us an excellent blueprint to prove why this plan will work and why you will succeed. Okay, cut.